just saw the dog walking group. The dogs are always happy. Even it doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's raining, if it's hot. They just love it. They love coming here. Right, so today I am going to talk about facing negative energies with open, loving heart. As always, I came up with the idea on my way here. And I don't have a script, so I'm just gonna talk. So I work with small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs, people who are fed up with working for someone else, and deep down they know that there is more to life than going to work and giving their energy to a corporation. And most of my students still work and run business at the same time. They either work full-time or part-time. And while they're transitioning from the 9-to-5 life into running a full-time business, they experience a lot of negative emotions. And in all honesty, I experience these negative emotions quite often, even though, I don't have a normal job anymore, and I only have my business. I have had this conversation with some of my spiritual friends, and why is this happening? Why do we experience these negative emotions? Well, because the transition from employee to entrepreneur is not easy. It's not straightforward. And what kind of emotions do we usually experience, or what kind of feelings? So the most difficult transition of all is the money mindset. So when you work for someone else, you get paid regularly. So it's either weekly, fortnightly, or monthly salary. Usually if you're temping, it's every week. If you're permanent staff, it's every month. And this is what people are struggling the most. It's the money situation. So they're thinking, they start a business with the idea that they're going to make the same money at the how should I put it? They're going to have regular income like they did when they worked for someone else. Unfortunately, that's not the case. At the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey, there's so many lessons and so many lessons that you need to learn, so many obstacles to overcome. And because of this, it will take you some time until you get to where you want to get financially. I'm not saying that it's impossible. Exactly the opposite. Anything is possible as long as you put your mind into it. But you need to understand that you need to do your inner work. You need to work on your mindset every single day. Because those of us who are transitioning from 9-to-5 life into running a business, we're not only breaking our programming, we are breaking generational programming. And that is huge. And other negative emotions that you might face is, people being judgmental of you, saying things like, "Oh, are you crazy to start a business? If you don't like your job, just suck it up and get on with it, or go and find another job, blah, blah, blah." I've heard it all before. And you know what? If someone says this to you, just wish them good luck and carry on doing what you're doing. Because one day, when you achieve money and time freedom, these people that try to suppress your power will come and ask you for help, will come and ask you for guidance and advice. My hair is a bit wild this morning. And the best way to deal with negative emotions is with open, loving heart. One of the things that I teach at the Spiritual Business Academy, I use my knowledge and experience as a mindfulness coach, is stepping away from your ego and focusing on your heart chakra. There is no point to react negatively to negative energy, because by doing so, you're feeding this negative energy. You make it more powerful. And you end up feeling annoyed, anxious, angry. You don't want that. When you run a business, you don't want any negative emotions in your life. Running a business is very overwhelming. There's a lot that needs to be done. When you run your own business, you are finance manager, you are chief executive officer, you are IT department, you're procurement, you're everything, everything. As a friend of mine likes to say, you wear a lot of hats. But that's just the way it is. That's the nature of running a business. Let me adjust my phone. And you don't need negativity in your life. So, at some point in your business venture, you're going to have to learn to step away from your ego, to recognize your ego, to step away from it and focus on your heart center. And also, you need to learn to ignore negative comments, negative people, and so on and so on. I teach my students, most of my students have online businesses, and we work on marketing and sales and marketing strategies for social media. And they often ask me, what if someone online says something negative about what I do? Well, just send them a smile, send them some love, and get on with it and move on with your life. You need to understand, like I said earlier, you can't waste your energy on responding to negativity. This is going to drain your energy. Your energy is way too precious to give it away to people who are not worthy of receiving your energy. Give your energy to you. Give your energy to people who care about you. Give your energy to the business you're building, because the business that you're building is an extension of your energy, and also your business is going to give you money and time freedom. And this is the most amazing thing in life: money and time freedom. So I know it's difficult to face negative energy. It's difficult to face your demons, as sometimes I like to say. But the only way to overcome negativity and to learn to deal with it is by facing it. So, if someone on social media makes a negative comment about what you do, just acknowledge it. Someone on social media wrote something negative about what I do. I accept it. I send them some love. I send me some love, and I'm ready to let go and to move on. That's it. It's very simple. It's very simple. Maybe at the beginning it's not that simple, but over time, when you practice it, it becomes simple. And don't think that I am not struggling sometimes with negative energy. I am. I work on my mindset every single day, my money mindset every single day. And sometimes I fall off the wagon. And what I do in these situations is I talk to my soul sisters, I talk to my family, I journal, I meditate, I read some of the posts I've written on social media, and I find a way out of the situation. You need to understand that it's you that needs to do the inner work. If you want to get somewhere in life, you need to work hard on yourself. That's it. So I'm going to continue with my walk. I'm not sure what music I'm going to listen to today. I have been listening to Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald a lot this week. I had no idea that they had an album together, and the music is just amazing. Quick peek at the park, as I usually share where I am. It is beautiful, but it's still cold though. Have an amazing day, everyone. To find out more about what I do, have a look on my website. The link is in my bio. If you're not sure which one of my products and services is suitable for you, you're welcome to book a clarity call. Again, you can do this from my website. Until then, have a great day, have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.